So at Plannerly, we believe that if you add images to your project management tasks, it increases the likelihood that people are going to understand them by 1,000,000%. Well, maybe not 1,000,000%, but pretty close. So that's why we include a huge scope library of all of the different building systems and elements and objects that you might want to have in your project that you can simply just drag and drop in. However, that's not always going to be all encompassing. So we've gone a step further, and now you can generate your images using AI if you don't have them. If we were to set up a new task, and this new task was something along the lines of a heating source pump, for example, and if we now click and edit that row and click to generate all of the images using AI, it understands the objects that you're trying to create. It understands a whole bunch about the project as well. So not just the hierarchy, but the coding system, who you are, everything else. And it was going to generate these images for us. The first one that it generates is this detailed image. So we can see the detailed image. And then it is then going to generate all of the others for a symbolic representation, generic, and also the fabrication level components. Sometimes takes a little bit of time there. And you can see here, symbolic. We can also make updates to these images if we wanted to. We could say, remove this, change the orientation, for example. And you can see the fabrication level that has been added. These are then available to us so that we can see exactly the representation that we need for each of the different milestones as we go through. But let's try a more fun example maybe. So maybe something for a spacecraft. Do we have spacecraft or spaceship? Spacecraft cleaning, spacecraft complex. Let's go with a spacecraft complex and see what we get. Let's generate the images for these. So we see the detailed element that has been created showing our spacecraft complex, the symbol that represents it, a very detailed fabrication level. And potentially we might want to change the generic. Maybe it's not as generic as we would like it to be. But once that's saved, we now have our spacecraft complex at whatever representation we would like, and we could start adding our information requirements to this. What spacecraft, what materials are very important, I'm presuming, inside of a spacecraft. What the cover material is, that's going to be really important, something we need on our spacecraft complex. So now visual clarity at warp speed. So try it in your scope module and you will have a nice visual scope in no time at all. There are some additional features coming to define these in even more clarity as well. Let us know how you get on. We're always interested to hear more. We will actually be having the similar behavior to create icons for objects as well. So if the icons are not available in the object library, then you can create your own. You'll be able to do that soon. Look out for some more AI features on the next video as well. See you soon.